In a quiet village tucked between the mountains lived a boy named Riku. Every day he dreamed, not idle fantasies, but visions of things he'd do someday. Start a garden, build a workshop, ask the girl with kind eyes to walk with him. But always, something stopped him. The weather wasn't right. He wasn't ready. The tools weren't perfect. Not yet, he'd whisper. Soon. Days passed like drifting clouds. Villages built, laughed, failed, tried again. But Riku waited. One morning he saw his neighbor's tree full of fruit. He remembered when both had planted a sapling. His had withered, never touched the soil again. He stared at his empty patch. The silence mocked him. A breeze carried voices. Kids playing, someone hammering, life happening. Still, Riku stood still, waiting for everything to feel perfect before doing anything at all. That week, the village announced a festival. Everyone was preparing, hanging lanterns, practicing music, fixing old stalls. Riku stood near the square, watching. His friend Tao waved him over. Come help us build the stage. Riku smiled faintly. Maybe tomorrow. Tao raised an eyebrow. You've said that every year. That stung. As the days passed, Riku noticed the gap growing. Between him and others. Between the life he imagined and the one he lived. He walked by the river, sat on the same rock and wondered, why can't I start? Fear whispered, you're not ready. You'll fail. He clenched his fists. But I want to try. The voice got louder. Not now. Wait for the right time. That night, fireworks lit the sky. Riku stood alone. The glow painted his face with both beauty and regret. The festival was happening without him, and for the first time he realized waiting wasn't safe. It was a slow kind of vanishing. The next morning, Riku sat by the old well, staring, not thinking, just stuck. That's when the old woodcarver Jun sat beside him. Jun was known for his silence. For decades he had shaped beauty from dead trees. Why do you wait? Jun asked softly. Riku shrugged. I'm not ready. Jun chuckled. Neither is the seed before it breaks the soil. He pulled out a worn chisel. I didn't wait to carve my first piece. I ruined it, then ruined the next 10. But one day, my hands began to listen. Riku watched him carve a small bird from scrap wood. You think timing is a gate, Jun said, but it's actually a door you build by stepping forward. Riku blinked. His heart stirred. The silence broke. Jun smiled and handed him the chisel. Riku took it. Heavy. Real. Want to see what happens, Jun whispered, and maybe, for the first time, Riku did. If you've ever waited for the right time and felt life pass you by, hit subscribe and tap the bell. Maybe your moment isn't coming. Maybe it's waiting for you. Riku followed Jun to his small workshop. The walls were lined with unfinished carvings, some broken, some beautiful. Pick one, Jun said. Riku pointed at a block of cedar. Jun handed him the chisel again. There's no design, just start. Let the wood teach you. Riku hesitated, then struck. Too hard, the tool slipped. A sharp line split the surface. He cursed under his breath. Jun didn't flinch. Good. Now go again. The next strike was softer, then another, and another. Hours passed. The form took shape, awkward, uneven, but real. Riku wiped sweat from his brow. His hand ached, yet something inside had shifted. He wasn't carving wood. He was carving through fear. Each stroke was a choice, a refusal to wait, a declaration. I will not be paused. He looked up. Jun was gone, but on the bench was a note. The right time isn't found, it's made. You just made yours. And for once, Riku didn't doubt it. The next day, Riku walked past his empty plot of land. It no longer looked barren, it looked waiting. He fetched a spade, dug the soil. Each scoop felt like breaking a layer of doubt. He planted seeds, no plan, no perfection, just action. He didn't wait for the perfect weather. The sky was cloudy, the ground was uneven, but he worked. That night, as he wiped mud from his hands, he realized something. The hesitation had never been about the world. It was inside him, a quiet fear disguised as logic, a voice that said, prepare more, plan again. But now he understood. Movement created clarity, action created courage. The right time wasn't ahead of him. It was buried beneath his first step. He'd wasted seasons listening to a fear that wore the mask of wisdom, but today he had traded it for dirt under his nails and a garden yet to bloom. And for the first time in years, he slept without. Riku began waking earlier. His hands were rougher, his shoulders sore, but his eyes clearer. The village started noticing, not for brilliance, for persistence. Kids waved at him from the road. Tao stopped one day and helped dig. "You're building something?" Riku nodded. "Not just here." He pointed to his chest. "Here too." Tao smiled. "Took you long enough." They laughed. Riku didn't feel behind anymore. He felt present. He no longer measured progress by perfection, but by motion. The seed didn't ask if the sun was bright enough. It just reached. And so did he. There were still doubts, still cloudy mornings. But now, doubt wasn't a stop sign. It was a companion he walked beside. Every small act, a weed pulled, a stone moved, was a declaration. I am not waiting. I am living. The fear hadn't vanished. It had changed roles, from master to shadow, and shadows only follow the ones who move. Weeks passed. The first sprouts broke the soil, small, uncertain, but alive. Riku crouched beside them, not to check progress, but to witness life. He wasn't chasing a result anymore. He was learning to trust the process. One evening, as he walked back home, he saw Jun carving quietly under the moonlight. Riku sat beside him. "It's not perfect," he said about his garden. Jun nodded. "Good. Perfection's a cage. Life grows in the cracks." That line stayed with him. The next day a storm rolled in. Rain lashed the earth. Wind bent the saplings. Riku panicked, but didn't run. He stood by the plot, shielding what he could. When the storm passed, many plants were damaged, but some still stood. That night Riku understood. Readiness isn't the absence of chaos. It's the decision to act anyway. His life hadn't become easier. He had become stronger, and strength, he realized, was built in the doing, not the waiting. Watis. Spring turned into summer. Riku's garden was far from perfect. Some plants thrived, others failed. But he showed up every day, watered, pulled weeds, adjusted. And inside him, something had rooted deeper than seeds, momentum. He no longer asked if today was the right time. He acted and let the time become right. One morning, Tao joined him. They worked in silence. Then Tao said, "You're not the same." Riku smiled. "I finally stopped waiting." They sat beneath the shade of a tree Riku once thought would never grow. It wasn't tall, but it stood, because someone chose not to delay. Riku closed his eyes. There was no applause, no grand arrival, just quiet pride, and that was enough. The life he had once postponed was now unfolding, messy, real, and fully his. So ask yourself, how many dreams have you buried in not yet? What if not yet has quietly become never, and you didn't even notice?